Hello there. Happy Monday to you.
Good morning.
Oh, my goodness. It's fun. Absolutely fun. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're fighting right now.
No, he's just yelling.
No, maybe. Okay. So it's really dark outside. We have a tropical whatever heading our way right now. It is happy Monday to you, Jolene. So what have we found out here? Who's on
I'm
right
just
now?
opening it up.
Oh, we're slow today. My hair is totally messed up because I need a haircut so bad. And the guy, well, you already know. The guy who I use, I don't know. I just got to show up there and hope he can cut it because appointments mean nothing.
All righty. We all set.
Are we? Captions are auto-generated. So I can't wait to see what it says. We say today.
It's catching up.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
catching up.
It is absolutely amazing that AI is so smart now. It can understand what we say in any language. Like that just is mind blowing to me. I've got some great AI software to start writing stuff now. So it's called spinning. What you do is you take a web page or whatever with original content, you put it into the AI engine. The AI engine spits out the same stuff, but in a different way. So it's unique content. I mean, it's like cheating. It's craziness what this AI can do now. Pretty soon, we're not going to be needed. AI is just going to lull us into this false sense of security and then kill us. Because that's what I think the end goal is.
So we've either got nobody wanting to chat this morning or it's not working again, which I'm leaning towards that.
Why? Are you seeing it? Well, you're seeing it on. I'm seeing it on your page right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we saw a crocodile here on Saturday at the marina. If you saw the video, that is so crazy that those things just live wherever.
And it was bigger than I expected to see in the marina. I know they get really big ones in there, but
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, what's going on today?
Yeah.
We were going to be going to the pool, but Tropical Storm Enrique. So, what do we know? Is
so
it going to be a hurricane? Is it going to be a hurricane?
It's not going to be a hurricane. And we probably won't have much happen from it, but it is passing by and there will be high waves. There was, I guess, the waves last night of one of our friends was posting some pictures from La Cruz, and the waves were pretty big last night.
If they're big in La Cruz, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because where La Cruz is in the bay.
Yeah.
So if the waves are big in La Cruz, it's a bad day.
Good morning, Monica. How are you this morning?
Hello, hello. Saw your new photo. Absolutely beautiful, as always. Leslie, good morning from hot, hot, hot Calgary. Love your dress, Christie.
Yeah, this dress is probably, I don't know, it's a
old.
very old dress.
Yep.
Just one of those comfy ones to wear, and it is an old navy.
It is very hot here, but not sunny.
It's just humid. It's very muggy. Very muggy today.
It rained last night when we went to bed. It was very loud, the rain.
Yeah, just for a little while. And then it just kind of lightly rained most of the night. There's water out there for sure. It's not terrible. And there was no big winds or anything. It started when we first went to bed. I'm like, oh, we're in for it. But it died down within probably half an hour. And it wasn't even that bad. I just thought it was ramping up. But so it should be a pretty chill day. Probably some rain. Maybe some wind later. I don't know.
Holy crap. Kamloops 45?
Wow.
That's crazy. That's like Arizona weather.
That's hot. That's hot stuff. Hot stuff.
Yeah, I think we're like 30. It's always 30. It's just like 30 to 32. 28 to 32
Yeah, I
is
don't
kind
even
of
think it's
this
that
time
warm
of
yet.
year. It's beaten the tar out of our electricity production. We were getting anywhere between 14 kilowatts to 39 a day, depending on the sun, the cloud cover. But it is crazy. I mean, there are sometimes during the day when we're down to like 135 kilowatts. That's how thick the cloud cover is. But it's cool that we're making electricity all day. It doesn't matter what the cloud cover is. If it's so thick, we still make a little bit, enough that it would hurt you if you were to put your tongue on the cables.
Yeah, the forecast actually looks pretty chill. 28 looks like our high today. And
28 to 32 every day. Every day.
And
every day.
The percentage of rain doesn't even get up much past 50 all day.
It is the humidity that is really where here it matters.
Yeah, our humidity is 88% right now.
Yep. As soon as you step outside, it's cold, it's warm. Yep. And my mom in Chilliwack, it's 44 there today.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Last year, this time when we were in Canada, it was so cold. So cold.
She said, "Good morning, guys. Thank you. It took me that long to type that."
I can live with 28 to 32. Yes, it's the humidity.
Tony Simon just said 1.21 gigawatts. So whatever your response was to your solar. Tony from...
Yeah, I don't know the 1.21 gigawatts. I don't know. I have no idea.
You might have to expand on that, sir, because we don't know. John doesn't even know.
Let me tell you what we've made. Well, since we got this system...
I'm very slow. I'm having some issues.
Who's that?
Monica.
So since we started, it says we've generated...
Back to the future. Oh, he's being silly.
18.5 megawatt hours. We've saved 10.8 tons of carbon dioxide. We could have driven a vehicle 40,500 miles, and we have saved 251 trees. I don't know how they figure that out, but that's what they say. They being the people in the box that generates the electricity.
80s. We're a little older than that, sir.
Yep. It is easier to breathe so dry here. Yeah. It has been like when you're minus 20, minus 30, it is so dry it hurts breathing because it's so dry and it's so cold. Instantly, your lungs are frozen and you're dead. That's why I like living in Mexico better, because it's harder to die in the cold here. Nobody freezes to death. Nobody starves to death. There's a lot to eat, a lot of warmth here. And a lot of artists. Hell, good food and heat and artists. I have no idea.
So how is Aguas Calientes, Pastor Tony? I saw Azucena posted that one day she can be in shorts, next day she can be in jeans and a sweater.
Wow.
We're definitely not experiencing that here, just saying.
In Mascota, that is our hope. Because I do really want a farm in Mascota, like a little ranch. And because it does get cool there this time of year.
Free mangoes. That is true. Free mangoes.
Free mangoes. Very true.
Yummy mangoes. Yummy. Fresh mangoes off the tree. Although, I will tell you, so Saturday, we were heading into town and we saw a friend of ours and her little boy. And he had all this stuff on his face. So it looked like he'd eaten some chocolate or strawberry or something. You know, it was. And she says, "No, mangoes. Who knew?" And I'm like, well. We did. The sap from the fresh mango will burn you like a cigarette burn or a burn. Doesn't hurt when it's happening, so you don't know it's happening until later you get this red mark and it scabs up and you're like, what did I even do?
It never hurts. Like, that's the crazy
Unless
part.
Of course, you scratch it. And it's cold now, 16 degrees. That is cold. That is cold for Mexico. And, there are times when I'm like, maybe we should move inland more.
It's June 28th. What the heck is it doing so cold there?
Yeah.
So, back to the mangoes.
A little rainy. We like it.
We had to figure that out because the kids, and I think maybe me, I don't remember, but we had burns. I had to have had a burn.
Well, I think we all did from picking the...
So I typed in Google. I think it was Google at the time. It was 2003, 2004. And I typed in how mango burn mangoes. And then up popped this thing about how when they pick mangoes, they have to wear hoodies, the long sleeve shirts, because when they cut that or pull the things off, there's that little spurt, and the spurt that comes out of the mango. That stuff is brutal. and it's about 3 weeks. No
And
pain.
I'm guessing
no pain.
he must have had it from the skin because I don't think he'd be out there picking the mangoes. He's too little.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it must have been even just on the skin. And when he went to eat it, he got it on his face.
And it's funny because we usually tell everybody that mango season
when they
can
took
burn
him,
you
poor
out.
kid, they took him to the doctors because they had no idea what that big rash was on
As
his face.
soon as he sees the kid, he's like, mangoes, just like that. Mangoes.
They're at 6,000 feet elevation in Aguascalientes.
Wow.
So I didn't realize how high it was. We've been there once. We were in Aguascalientes once.
That's over a mile high. That is crazy. I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, but I did like Aguascalientes. It's a beautiful little place.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about Aguascalientes was the rabbits, the guinea pigs, and something else. They have this cage, and it's in front of a public market there. And in the cage, and it goes down deep, and people go inside the public market and they buy green stuff, and then they feed the animals. Now, this is 2010 when we were there last, so obviously many years have passed. But I thought it was brilliant. And it was like a public thing, and they just dig holes, and they have their little cages.
It was kind of cool.
It's a big, massive cage.
Brianna is saying it's going to be hotter in Alberta this week than Mexico City. Come here to warm up. Are you kidding? Because we wouldn't be able to go outside. We'd have to be quarantined for 2 weeks after our 3 days in a expensive hotel.
No Canada in our future.
So no,
sorry.
We like the wine. Yeah, the wine around Aguascalientes is good. That is true.
So do they have
wineries?
Wineries? Okay. Why didn't we go there?
I think we only stayed one night in Aguascalientes. I think we were just passing through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in our bicentennial trip in 2010, because it was 200 years old, the country, and Zach was living up in.
We go to Aguascalientes then? I don't think so. I thought that was with Kenzie.
Maybe it was 6 years ago.
I don't remember.
We've been all over Mexico a few times.
11 wineries. Wow. We're coming to visit, Pastor Tony.
That's great. I don't know why we don't make wine here. I think it's just too hot.
So
it's too hot.
For sure.
Still working on the rum. Lots of alcohol being made in our little basket. I used to say garbage can, but Christie's like, it's not a garbage can, but it is a garbage can.
It's a
food safe garbage can.
Food safe container. I like that better than a garbage can. Yeah, we're making rum in our garbage can.
Rum, it tastes like apples. There's not a single apple in there, but it tastes like apples.
It's got a faint taste of apple. You can taste the molasses, though, a little bit, too. In the back end. It's an interesting flavor.
It's a very strange thing.
Woohoo, come over. Miss you guys. Oh, you might be sorry, Pastor. You might be sorry.
Yep. We're heading to Tejas in October, and the Texas State Fair is on while we're there.
But we want to do at least one Mexico trip this summer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not sure where we're going to go. Maybe Aguascalientes. You never know.
You've been saying Puebla, Oaxaca.
I know, but now we can go to see Pastor Tony and Azucena.
Because Merida is hotter than here.
Yeah, we're not going to Merida.
I think we want to go to Merida when it is...
in the winter.
In the winter, yeah. And Merida is supposed to be like the prettiest colonial city in Mexico. And it's also supposed to be hands-off by the narcos. So apparently that's where they all send their families. So their families are all protected and safe. The rest of Mexico. Now, people are always like, oh, is it safe in Vallarta? Yeah, it is. I mean, we don't have ports here. You know, yes, there are drugs here, just like every other place in North America. But here, if you're a foreigner and you're not into drugs, you're not into alcohol excessively, and you're not into prostitution, you're fine. We don't have a port here. Like Mazatlan has a port. Colima has a port. So on those ships and containers come bad stuff. We have the love boat.
Forget those other places. We're fun.
Yeah. We have the love boats here. So they bring in love.
That was Pastor Tony. He's telling us to forget everywhere else in Mexico. Come see them. Okay. Because they're fun.
Yeah, there you go. And they are fun.
If he has to tell us he's fun, though,
His dad is an
that has no bearing on... Your dad was a biker and you're not. So what does it have to do with his dad being from the...
Second City.
Second City
alumni. He's a real Second City alumni. And he was an older guy when he did it. So I just think that's brilliant. And now, obviously, I'm way too old, and now everybody does it. It's very corporate now. Everybody just goes and they do like these team building seminars at Second City. Come on. Comedy is where you break your chops and you have bad stuff happen and you become stronger through it. Now it's just kind of like comedy. Yeah. You wanna find out what people really think of you? Go live on the stage and have them yell at you and heckle you. It's like being married. It is. Good morning from Saskatoon. Well, thank you, DE, which is short. It's the country for German, I believe. DE is the Deutschland. Are you Germany?
Are you Germany in Saskatoon?
Hey, man, there's a lot of Germans in the prairies of Canada.
They are closing Second City in Chicago.
No, that's crazy.
Hi, Diane.
Hello, Diane. So you're not Germany. We're glad to hear that.
She's Diane, not Germany. Very different. I bet you DE would probably be her initials.
Absolutely. Nope.
Nope.
Thank you. All right. So that's crazy about Second City in Chicago. I mean, when you look at all of the great comedians and actors who started
Isn't
there,
everything closing in Chicago, though?
Yeah, because of all of the gun control there. And every day there's shootings. Because gun control laws work. Because only the good guys obey the laws. So the bad guys are kind of like, what? Nobody else has guns. Crap, we need to get guns. Because nobody has them.
And Brianne, I just want to say I'm glad that you guys are finally getting a little bit of summer in Alberta. I know last year you didn't get any while we were there anyways.
Calgary gets summer. Calgary does get summer.
Well, I think it's hot in the whole province. But.
Well, that's good. So hopefully, though, it doesn't affect the farmers. That's the rotten part when you're growing stuff, because now you need so much rain, but not too much rain. So much warmth, but not too much warmth. It is crazy. Farming is kind of the most biggest crapshoot job in the history of the world. You have to be pretty committed
to be a farmer, that's for sure. Or should be committed. I'm not sure how that goes.
We get 6 weeks of summer, whether we like it or not. That's better than Edmonton, because in Edmonton you get 2 weeks. Visiting in Saskatoon, I live on the island, visiting home, and yes, it's super, super hot across the western provinces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Jeff and Claudia are in Canmore right now, and they're saying, thank God for the air conditioning, because it's hot.
In Canmore.
They sold their house. They're getting all ready to move down here. That's exciting, too.
They are going to be full-timers starting in September.
Yep.
So very exciting for them. For us, it's the best thing we ever did. I mean, really, it's been 17 and a half, almost 18 years. Best thing we've ever did. I mean, best thing we ever did.
Did someone say mangoes, Leslie?
Yes, it's the
mango
season.
Fresh, Leslie. Fresh mangoes.
The nice thing about here was the area where we live used to all be mango plantations. So there's lots of mango trees that exist in these areas where they developed. They just never got rid of the mango trees. So we were looking in an area the other day for a friend, for a property, and there's mangoes in the middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy, and they're all falling off the trees. It's very ripe. So if you have like pigs or chickens, that kind of stuff, it's good to plant a few mango trees because you get some free feed. I think there's a lot of protein in mangoes. There's a lot of sugar because mangoes they're about 15% sugar.
Yeah, Brianne said it's been hot all of June, so we gained an extra month of summer. Well, if anybody deserves it, it's Alberta.
It is true. Because your prime minister hates you. And I believe your premier does, too.
I bought 2 mangoes on the weekend and made mango salsa with serrano and jalapeno and tomatillos.
Oh, my goodness.
I have some mangoes that I thought would ripen and they're not. I bought them. So I might make a mango salsa. Green mango salsa.
Yeah, if you don't know how to ripen mangoes, they're very difficult to ripen. Like I said previously, there's 3 types of mangoes. There's the mangoes that are your margarita mangoes. They're the ones that are on the ground. They're soft. They're squishy. Rip the skin off. Squeeze them. Perfect for mangoes. You have your mangoes that are on the tree that are ripe, ready to go. You freeze those ones. Put them under hot water. Take the skin off. Eat them with a spoon after they've been frozen. It breaks the stuff up. And you've got the unripe mangoes, but we can only ever maybe ripen 50% of those mangoes.
I thought you just wanted us to know that tomatillos should be kind of pronounced like pillows. Tomatillos. She added a W. So
Don't
she's
worry.
saying doesn't know where the W came from because look,
Oh.
tomatillos.
It's like marshmallows, tomatillos. What are marshmallows made out of? What the hell are marshmallows made out of?
I'm
Does
guessing
anybody
sugar.
know? Well,
Just
yeah, but
straight up sugar and glycerin, probably.
I don't know. If you know what marshmallows are made out of, share it, please. We'd love to know.
You can ask Google.
Now I'm going to have to look on YouTube and see how marshmallows are made. Because I'm curious about life. Sugar. Well, I understand sugar, but just they're kind of soft and squishy. So I think there's more to it than just sugar. Because vodka is made from sugar
And it's not soft and squishy.
and yeast and water, maybe tomato paste, maybe some DAP, maybe just plain fertilizer.
Fertilizer?
That's what I'm using now. Not using tomato paste. I was able to pick up mangoes at Walmart surprisingly for 67 each. Shocked the crap out of me, and they are decent, LOL. The best mangoes, I am telling you, you have to believe us, are right off the tree. They really are the best. If they've ripened there and not through the air or whatever, they're very sweet. So there you go. You now know all about mangoes. And I think we have
But not marshmallows.
not
We
marshmallows.
don't know anything about marshmallows.
I love mangoes, Diane, and I'm not a fruit eater. When we lived in Canada, we thought we knew what mangoes were. But when we moved to Mexico, we knew what mangoes were.
108 today in Washington, Jim said. So 42 degrees. Dang, that's hot, man.
Wow. Now you're going to have all these electric grid failures.
And you guys
happen.
have humidity up there too, right? Because you're on the West Coast.
Well, in Seattle they do. I don't know. That's good. I mean, I'm sure there's dry places in Washington.
Is it humid where you are, where you guys are, Jim?
Yeah, humidity is really
Mexican
what
mangoes
kills
are
you.
the bomb. Yeah, mangoes, anything. We've had pineapples right out of the field. We've had avocados and mangoes and yucca and right off the tree, like our own trees. And yeah, there's no comparison. There really is no comparison.
Avocado and bananas
Bananas, of course.
are interesting because they don't ripen on the tree. You will never pull a ripe mango off the tree.
Banana. Or
No, avocado.
You said
Sorry,
mango.
avocado. Or I don't know why I say that all the time. Avocado or banana. Bananas have to ripen off of the tree. Avocados have to ripen off of the tree. So yeah, it is interesting. Yucca.
I need to move permanently to Mexico. Yes, you do. Everybody does. Well, not everybody.
Yucca-
Mexico is not for everybody, but
Yucca doesn't really ripen on the tree either.
well, they have some humidity, so nothing like PV, but some.
Interesting.
That's good because then your wrinkles don't show up so much.
It is true. When we go to Canada or Guadalajara, instantly
Start to
our
shrivel
lips,
up, and we're like this.
the lips are dry, the hands, they break the cuticles. It's very painful.
Oh.
Just very painful. Like, oh, it's just like my arm fell off. That's how
No,
painful it is. It's
not.
like a paper cut. The
Not
paper-
even as bad as a paper cut, actually. Paper cuts hurt.
Yeah, well, if you have rubbing alcohol or methanol,
Or vinegar.
that's true. Vinegar is brutal.
So,
Now, how do you make? You want to explain to them how you make a real salsa? Why don't you share a recipe today?
I don't really use recipes.
Why don't you tell them what you do?
Okay, so I've made 3 salsas in the last little while with Shay partly that I've really enjoyed. One is just your normal pico de gallo.
Why don't we start with the pico de gallo?
I'm not a big tomato fan
She isn't.
or cilantro.
She isn't.
So I don't put any cilantro in any of the salsas I make. If people want it, they can go buy it.
Cilantro is really good though. If you don't have the gene that makes it taste like soap.
So for my pico de gallo, I will probably do a 2-to-1 cucumber over tomato, right? Then you put in some red onions. I like serrano peppers because they're a little bit spicier. So I put in the serrano peppers. I put in some salt and pepper, and I put in a little bit of lime and just a tinge of vinegar. And so that's my very basic recipe for pico de gallo. Then I have also made lately pineapple salsa, which I absolutely love. And it's basically the same ingredients, only I put in pineapple. So I put in probably as much pineapple as I do cucumber, and then half of, like a quarter of that in tomatoes, and then the rest is all the same. Red onions, lime juice, salt and pepper.
And when you're insulin resistant, pineapple's horrible for you. It just is.
And then also a mango salsa I've never made. I've never made a mango salsa.
We did have mango chutney or something when Keith and Maya were here at their house.
But we made it was like a jam. It was just like a freezer jam.
It was very good. It was chipotle and mango.
Yeah. And then the other recipe for the roasted garlic, and I don't know where that recipe is now, actually.
In Oaxaca,
That
they have
salsa was
peanuts
good.
with roasted garlic and peppers that they sell. So good.
That would make a good salsa.
It would. There's a taco stand in Bucerias over by our office. It's about 2 blocks down from our office towards the church on the same side as the road. And they have a hot, incredibly hot salsa. It's a salsa sauce, is what salsa is, that they make with peanuts.
I'm pretty sure
and red
everybody
peppers.
knows what salsa is. Even if they're not, if they've never been to Mexico, they know what a salsa is.
Salsa is just sauce. And it is so hot and so incredibly tasty. Like, because if it's just hot, that's a pain. Like, why do that? Why just damage your face with heat? You want some flavor attached to that to make it worth the pain. You're probably going to feel twice.
I like spicy. I don't like crazy spicy, and I can't eat. I love the flavor of that peanut salsa, but I can't eat it. It's just too spicy, and it ruins my food for me because then I can't taste how good the birria is.
Yeah, I really, really love that salsa. And the birria, I love the birria. I have it without or with. But when I go there, I like to put on some avocado. Like they mix up avocado like a liquid here. And they have a tomatillo, or which is like little tomatoes, or the avocado or guacamole type as well. They put it in a blender. Mm-hmm. You just put it in a spoon and wipe it on.
Slather it.
It's
all
not
over.
thick. It's just.
But it's spicy
liquid.
too. All their salsas are spicy. So I don't have. When I go to their place and I do the birria, I don't do salsas at all. But there's so much flavor in it, you don't really need to.
What they do, which is brilliant, is the fat that is rendered from the birria, which is it's beef.
It's a stewed meat.
So they take the red sauce because it's got
Delicious.
the spices in it, the fat, and they put the tortillas in that fat real quick, and then they put it on the toaster. Oh my gosh! Absolutely.
Amazing. I put peppers in my pineapple salsa too. So basically, it's just going to be the same as mangoes or a pineapple salsa, minus the tomatoes, which would probably be better. Because I think next time I'm not going to put tomatoes in my pineapple salsa.
Wow, there you go. I roast my ingredients except the mango. There is something magical about roasting
It
the ingredients.
does change the flavor and make it more delicious. More delicious. So you either want that fresh, like I do it chunky. I don't do it blended, right? My pineapple salsa. So, but I like the idea because even pineapple roasted is amazingly delicious. Amazingly delicious.
Absolutely. So we have to get our day started here. And now we're hungry. Thanks.
Oh, I had lots of coffee. I'm good.
All right.
All right, you guys have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.